Welcome to Digital Marketing. Today's topic is Facebook Business Group 201 with Lani Lott. I'm Linda Fitzgerald. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're really glad you're here. This is the Shasta-Cascade Small Business Development Center. It's a nonprofit organization, and we provide confidential, no-cost advisory and training services to small businesses. We are sponsored by the U.S. Small Business Administration and Humboldt State University. We're going to start with our disclaimer. The information provided in this webinar and any supplemental materials provided to registrants are intended for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute professional, financial, or legal advice. No registrant should act or fail to act on the basis of any material contained in this webinar without obtaining proper financial, legal, or other professional advice specific to their situation. The Northern California Small Business Development Center and its host, the HSU-sponsored Programs Foundation, specifically disclaims any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence directly or indirectly of the use and application of any of the information presented in this webinar. So please do consult the professional services that you need. And before we go on, I want to make sure that you realize a wonderful service that's available to you after this. I host a number of webinars with Lani, and I know a lot of people, as they're watching the webinar, are thinking, how can I get more time with Lani? How can I get one-on-one time with Lani? And as I mentioned a minute ago, we do have advisors through the SBDC. If you are in Shasta County or Trinity County, you can schedule time with one of our advisors to get personal one-to-one time with you, and it's paid for by your tax dollars. So it would be a free session to you because your taxes have paid for it. And Lani is one of the advisors. She can meet with you if you're in one of those counties, and she can give you specific advice, advisory information to your business in your situation. And there are a lot of different counties supported. Any county in the US is supported by an SBDC. So you can go online and search SBDC and your county name to find one near you if you aren't in Trinity or Shasta counties. So now I'd like to hand this session off to Lani.
Great, thank you so much, Linda. And welcome everybody, and happy Wednesday, October 14th, on beautiful fall day. I'm very honored to be here and working and providing this webinar training on Facebook group for your business 201. Hopefully some of you attended the 101 and or are familiar with Facebook groups. And if not, that's okay. We're going to walk through some of the more advanced type of features that are available on a group, as well as talk in depth a little bit more how you can build your engagement in your group and use that as a way to strengthen engagement from your customers, use them as a place to learn more about what they want from your business, and then also sharing how you could use this as with learning units, polls, and questionnaires. And then they are working, Facebook is working towards how businesses can make money with their groups. They're still in some of the research category. They're not, I don't think at this point, at least last time I checked a week ago, wasn't still available, but they are working on it, and I want to talk about that. And then we'll have some time, hopefully, for questions. I am one that uses up every minute, so I'm going to try and make sure that I have time for questions and answers. And if you do, please, I think, Linda, you want them to put them in the chat box?
Yes, they can put questions in the chat box, or they're welcome to turn their microphone on and ask questions at the point when you open up for questions.
Okay, so we'll be monitoring that chat box that is located in your bar across your screen there, and you want to make sure if you want it to a question to everyone, you put that, or if you need to, if you're having some technical issues, you can find Linda and just email her through the chat to address those technical issues. This is me, as you can see from my picture, and me real live here via Zoom. I love this platform, so you can actually see me conducting the the webinar lifetime. So I am the president of LL Consulting. I have had my own firm for close to 28 years, working in the field of economic development and downtown revitalization, as well as providing advisory services for the last 20 years with a number of Northern California small business development centers. And my current priority right now is with Shasta-Cascade. I've been with them for close to 10 years. So I love what I do. I love sharing information, helping businesses understand how to either launch, grow, social media, digital marketing. And then I do specialize in retail, hospitality, seasonal, and tourism sectors. But I do it all. As one of my clients introduced me, I'm a jack of all trades. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get going. I'm going to show part of this as a PowerPoint. We are recording this. You will receive the recording along with a copy of the PDF of my PowerPoint deck. So you can re-look at this, share it with your team, and at the privacy of your own office when they maybe have more time. And also, I will be going live with the back end of a Facebook group that I have started to use as a demonstration, and then showing you several examples of how some businesses, one or organizations, and one is using it for their current event. So let's get going. I'm going to turn off my video because I talk a lot with my hands and I don't want you to see all of that. So managing your community. Now remember, Facebook group for your business is just that. It is a group. So if any of you belong to groups as individuals or as your business, you know that they can be public or they can be closed, right? And it is a place for member engagement versus you as a business Facebook page where you as the business owner are pushing out content. A group is more internal where the members post questions or ask for advice or comment about your business. So you want to kind of remember the difference. And this whole hour, I'm going to be talking about Facebook groups. And yes, business Facebook groups. Up until I started really looking at groups, I wasn't one that joined a lot of Facebook groups, just frankly, because I haven't had time. And I belonged to some LinkedIn groups where I found that I was, that was using up a lot of my groupie time. But as I'm learning more and looking at how we're so much virtual now, and our business Facebook pages are growing, and we're growing our followers, and we really have a very committed group of followers that are wanting more from our business Facebook page or wanting to support us more as businesses, that a Facebook business group is really where you want to kind of think about. So you want to build a gateway to your group. And this is where I wanted to kind of talk about this gateway. So when you start your business group, it gives you the option to kind of put a filter in to make sure that maybe bots aren't just joining you and that they're real people, because you can let people into your group, and then once they're in that, unless it's a private closed group, which we don't really recommend for most businesses, that is more of a public private group where once you let them in, they can post and things like that, and then you have to monitor it, right? You have to be the moderator of your group to make sure that there aren't people in there that are hijacking it or posting things that are incorrect. So one of the ways that you can help with managing your community and building a gateway to that group is by having a member request question. And it doesn't have to be anything that's hard to answer. You maybe want to say, how do you know about my business? Or how did you hear about the group? Or what city do you live in? Or do you enjoy hiking? Whatever the question is that's relevant to your group. And then if they answer that and then they can be let in. Also, the other gateway to the group is to make sure that you have group rules. And these are established right up front. And here on the right, and I'll show you this, this is a Facebook group that I just recently joined for Arizona State Parks. And it was titled Explore Arizona, but now they realized that they needed to redefine it even closer, and they renamed their group to Explore Arizona State Parks, because I think they were getting some people in there that wanted more about exploring Arizona that were not part of the state parks. And because this group is part of the Arizona State Parks system, and they wanted the group to be about that, they had to rename that. But they had it right in the beginning, the park rules, or excuse me, the group rules, that, you know, you have to follow Arizona State Park laws, park it in Arizona. This group is to discuss Arizona State Parks, outdoor hacks and tips, cool finds, find it friendly, no bullying, no profanity, thinking before you post, promotions, and then this is a public group, a public forum, so be mindful of what you share. So those were the rules, and the rules give you the ability to then kick out anybody who may be not following the rules, or ask them, or, you know, make them a non-member again. So you delete them from the public group, or you block them. So those are some of the gateways to the group. Now, Facebook moderation, or monitoring your group, is part of your key role as the administrator. If you develop this group and you are the administrator and it's under your business, and you can give the tasks to another team member if you want to, but you want to make sure that you have the time and you really are invested in building your group and keeping them engaged, because it does take that from the moderator or the administrator of the group. I don't want to sugarcoat it. It's not an easy job to build a group for your business. It takes a strategy, it takes a time, and it takes you going in and posing questions and keeping the folks engaged. Just like your Facebook business page, that robust posting and organic post and videos, and over time, like the mushroom, it grew. The same is with your group. So you want to think about it. You shouldn't probably start a group until you're really ready to take it on. This doesn't mean you need to be living on your computer or your mobile all the time waiting for posts to pop up. But if users ask questions or there's an issue, you want to be available to respond to it quite quickly, responsibly, right? So the biggest tasks of a group moderators include keeping an eye on content to ensure nothing is violating the group's policies, that there's no spam and no major conflict. So, for example, I belong to a group out here for Arizona, because a lot of my clients, I'm working with them trying to figure out what's going on with their PUA unemployment. And so I joined a public group and they let me in, and the moderator posts each week, how are folks doing getting their unemployment benefits paid as self-employed or gig drivers. And they have a large group. And when they ask that question, there's like 250 posts. So I'm sure that administrator is nonstop going through those posts and ensuring they're all relevant. And at times they're not. And she has had to then post a reminder of the rule that this is a public group and that you have to be respectful of other people's privacy and that we don't allow posts that are not relative to our topic. So that's just an example of keeping an eye on the content. Add or remove new members as needed. This includes approving member requests. And then, I'll show you where you go on that on the back end of your group. There's a whole long list of administrator tools that gives you the ability to look at letting people in. You need to delete spam or unwanted content from the group. That's part of your role, keeping it, your content and the engagement in line with the rules that you set for your group. Reviewing content that's been flagged to review by others. As members of a group, we can flag a content that we feel is inappropriate or questionable. Why is this being posted in our group? And as a moderator or the administrator of that group, you need to go and look at that and then either remove it or explain why it's appropriate. And other tasks may include posting every so often to engage up and replying to questions, concerns, and even general posts. So thinking about it, whether you have the group as an organizational group, like you are managing an organization Facebook business page, or it's your own business, you want to kind of think about the strategy of how you're going to build your community. And that's what I'm going to talk about next. So building your Facebook business group. You want to promote your business group on all of your marketing touch points. That means if you're have a website, you want to list the Facebook group there. If you are in, your business page, if you have email marketing, all of those touch points where you're leading people to engage with you in the digital world, then the Facebook group is one too. This is an example here on the right side of Pistol Rose Boutique's VIP, a private group. This is a private group that you can join and be allowed in, that she then offers different maybe tips, that she'll offer a sale that's an advantage to a sale that's going to happen before she makes it public. Hi friends, we're having a shoe sale, so tap this link and shop before it goes live to our business page. So this is how she, as a boutique, has started a group for her customers. She has 581 members in her business group. So it's very large. And of course, she is really creating the followers in her Facebook business page, as well as her storefront, as well as her e-marketing, as well as her website. And then she encourages them to, sign up or join the business boutique VIP group. And this is a link to her group, so you can go on it and see it. I have been adding URLs of all of the examples in my PowerPoint so that you can go on and learn more from my examples that I'm sharing and see how they're doing it, and go through and dig down into her group or join her group so you can see the kind of posts she is doing to keep her community engaged. So you want to, having group exclusive content is a great way to make group membership a must-have. Whether you're sharing insider news or giving them exclusive opportunities to weigh in new features you're developing, this gives people a reason to be engaged in the group and actively paying attention to it. More importantly, address all questions and comments. At least make sure the individual questions are covered adequately by all of the users. And they may, when you look at your group, you may pose a question and get answers from that question as a moderator. And then you want to go in and say, hey, thank you for a response. Love that you shared this with our group. Does anybody else have any other comments that they want to share? So you're kind of wanting to feed that, your social media voice, your personality in your group. This is really key. Post regularly to ensure there's always new content to discuss. So again, just like when you're looking at your social media, your Facebook business page, you're going to develop a strategy that may be a little different, because when you're on your business page, you're pushing out stuff about your products or encouraging them to shop with you or educational pieces. In your group, with your members, your customers that are part of your group, it's not all about buy, promote, promote, promote. It's more about feedback. It's more about sharing things. Hey, I'm thinking about adding a product line. Here is a link to their website. What do you think about this product line? Does anybody use this product line? You can use your group for that. And that is one of the ways that product-driven businesses use their Facebook group, who is made up primarily of people that love that product line or love that business. They will use it as bouncing off new ideas. Hey, I'm thinking of bringing in, I'm thinking of doing a virtual fashion show, or I'm going to be doing a webinar on this topic. Is this of value to you? Or I love this one with a group of that I follow from a social media expert over in Santa Cruz, and she is always like posing a question. Hey, what do you guys think of Facebook's new format? I hate it. I'm still getting used to it. As you'll see, it's very indifferent than the old format. But she put it out there and she wanted to get some feedback. Do you like it? Don't you like it? Are you having problems navigating it? And then she realized that a lot of her people that are in her group were having a problem navigating the new Facebook format. So she decided to do a group tutorial on it using her group, and providing that tutorial or that live Zoom webinar for her group about how to navigate. She didn't make it live. She didn't go out there into the public. She didn't post it on her business Facebook page. She kept it very exclusive to her group and did a video that sits there in her group. So everybody who joins her group then can link on that and learn how to navigate the new Facebook format. So that's one way that that business does. A lot of us, you can create Facebook ads to attract new members and promote your group. That is one way that you can build your group. You can do a Facebook ad for your group. Use all of the Facebook features to build your relationships. Share content other than your own. This is, you know, a lot of sharing content that is educating your customers, giving credibility to your products or services, your industry, new trends, especially a lot that's gone on with the pandemic. There's lots of different stats coming out about different business models, how they're navigating, pivoting in this pandemic. So those are things that you might want to consider for your group. Schedule post. You can schedule posts just like you can on a Facebook business page. You can schedule your post in your group if you kind of want to have that management feature and you're really trying to post in your group twice a week to generate engagement as you're building your community. You can always ask, hey, members, make sure that this is a public group, share it with your followers, share it with your fellow colleagues, and let's grow this to be a great business group that we really can share ideas and engagement. You want to ask open-ended questions. This takes feedback a step further, and it's more general at the same time. Open-ended questions can help you, give you new ideas for content and posts to work with. And then it's also better than, do you like this scarf? Yes or no? No. You know, so what do you guys think about this new scarf line I'm going to be carrying? Give me your input about, have you ever tried it? Do you like the colors? Which colors do you like the best? Would you buy this as a gift? I'm thinking of selling this for $10, $20, $300. What do you think about the price points? Is this still stylish? I mean, you know, the sky is limitless, but you have to think about your strategy for your group. You have to add value to the group. So, and then don't be afraid to tag other members in your post. I'm in a group, there's a colleague of mine that's in a group of women writers that lists freelance jobs. And one thing I love about it is that she says that the moderators and other members will jump in to tag each other so that the right candidate finds the job. simply. I've seen plenty of groups where members tag each other for expertise and opinions, even if it's just a discussion. And this is extremely valuable. And when you tag members, it shows that you remember them and you value their opinion. It's an excellent way to get them engaging more often and not just to, be spammy with it. Make sure that I've got all these things on here. Okay. A great example. Yes, I got all those covered. So I'm just looking at my notes, folks. Okay, so increasing activity in your Facebook group. We kind of talked a little bit about that already. Again, diverse types of media, asking for feedback, uses of polls, open-ended questions. You yourself want to be an active member of your group. Use themed post and encourage members to engage. This is Riverfront Playhouse. This is the Friends of Riverfront Playhouse. Riverfront Playhouse is a community theater group in Reading that has for the last, I would say 15, 20 years, been raising money to open up their new theater. And they finally started the remodeling and got it ready to open, and the pandemic hit, but they're still moving forward with it. They're still doing the renovations. But this is their Friends of, which are people that follow Riverfront Playhouse, not just for fundraising, but for also, these may be some of the actors, these may be some of the donors, and this is more of a supportive type of group. And they're showcasing a video of their new sign that they put up on July 13th that the Historical Society did, that they posted, unveiling their new sign. So here is their Facebook group if you want to go and check it out and become a member. Riverfront Playhouse is a community-based theater group that brings great professional theater to Reading, and is a committed group of actors, screenwriters, prop builders, and now been over these years, like I said, renovating this beautiful new theater in downtown Reading. It used to be, it's down there on, what's the street down there? Anyways, can't remember right now, but it's off of the main strip down there in downtown. And it used to be a health club, and they purchased it and have been renovating it. And it's going to be a state-of-art community theater. I love these guys. Okay, so we're going to go into specific Facebook business group features. I just wanted you to have this right now, and we'll come back to it. This is going to be part of the PowerPoint presentation you get. I'm going to go live with my Facebook group. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, those are my emails. You don't need to be seeing any of that for today, because unless you want to answer them for me. All righty, let's go to Facebook. How are we doing, Linda? Do we have any questions in the chat box?
Nothing at the moment. And if you do have a question right now, feel free to turn your microphone on and ask a question.
So what you guys see right now, I'll wait if anybody asks a question, then I'll stop talking. But what you see right now, obviously, is the back end of my personal Facebook, right? This is the new format. Let me tell you, driving me crazy, but I'm getting used to it. So over here are my shortcuts. These are where I have my business page and some of the groups that I belong to. So I have, Venture Camp here. This is the business page, the business group that I started for one of my nonprofit clients that I manage. And this is the Arizona Downtown Professional Champs and Supporters Group. Now, I haven't been working it. I'm using this as a demo because, frankly, I haven't had time to push out. Now, I have sent an invite to all of my folks that are a part of the Arizona Downtown Alliance Facebook business page. And I have sent out, I have it sitting on the business page, and I am going to start including it in my email newsletter. And again, another reminder. I just think it's just one of those things that is, everybody is so busy, we just haven't really generated. I did generate one new contact, so there we go. Anyways, so I have a little bit more work to do on this, but I wanted to show you what it looks like from the back end, right? As a moderator, as the administrator, as the owner of this business Facebook group, that is a organization. It is a private group, but it's open to the public once you're in there. This is what my cover page looks like. And over here are those tools that I just talked about. The member requests. This is where you would see about pending members. And then automatic approvals, members' questions are here, pending post, post topics, scheduled posts. This is where you can schedule your posts, your activity log. This shows you all of the activity that we've done since the 8th and 9th, when I started it and launched it. Selective dates, who are the administrators and moderators, that's me. So those give you some of those. And then member reported content, where I spoke about if you get somebody who reports some content that's inappropriate. And then your insights are over here. Your keyword alerts, your group quality, and then your settings are here. And these are your settings. This is private. The group is visible. It's located in Arizona. Here is my URL for my group. My group color is orange. It's general, jobs are on, rooms are on, social learning units are on. And then here, this just shows you, your membership. Just like your business page, there's a lot of things that are, relevant to your group. So we're going to go back here. Let's go back to home. And then, so this is what it looks like in terms of you wanting to do. This is about, that's just where we were. This gives you about, this group is for individuals. You can talk about that, what your group is about. And then recommended by me, I recommended one other group. This is where you, if you belong to another group and as the moderator and you wanted to recommend another group for your group to join, this is where it would be. So then their discussion, this is where you would talk about and post. And this is where you would want to post your, your questions. So we have one person that has joined. Let's welcome our new members. And then I have Holly here, and she's from Costa Grande, Main Street. And if I link on there, it's going to take me to her business page. So she's in my group. So this would be where you would want to post. You could add photos. You can add a GIF. You can tag people. You can add, ask for recommendations. You can add a file. Unlike in a business page, you can't add a file, but you can add a file here. You can do live video, check-in polls. Yes.
If we can just pause for a moment, Russ has a question.
Sure, Russ.
Yeah, can you hear me, Lani?
I can hear you, Russ.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about starting a private group that would be a membership group. Can I attach videos and documents to a group?
Yes, you can.
You can, okay. Because I was thinking, obviously it wouldn't just be a chat room. It would be a chat room plus I would put some private member content in there if it takes that.
Yes, it does. And I was going to show you a group in a minute. In fact, this would be a good time to do it. We are involved in a initiative in Reading called the Venture Camp, and they have set up a group for, let me get back to my home. They have set up a group that's where they're putting all the learning units in and the video.
Exactly.
Yes. And that is what, so right here you can see this is, I'm part of the group. So the units are here. These are the learning units. Over here are files, and here are where all the files are listed up. So you can put your documents, they can download them. Media, videos are in here. So yes, you can upload live videos, tape videos, and it all sits within your private group.
Great. I guess the only follow-up question would be, if it's private, how would anybody see it? I guess the URL?
Only if they're in the group and you let them in the group.
Yeah, but I mean, can they see the request to be a member page or anything that's like outside the firewall, if you will?
You mean just individuals?
Yeah, well, so let's call it, let's say it's going to be called the Bronze Circle membership. You know,
Yeah.
I want them to be able to get a description of the group and then request membership, but
Yes.
only that much outside of
Yes.
being a member.
Yes. That would be all they would see unless you posted it somewhere
Okay,
in your
cool.
open Facebook group,
All right,
Facebook
yeah.
page. Yeah,
Good, sounds good.
absolutely. Good question. Thank you. Okay, let me go back here, get ahead of myself a little bit. Sorry, guys, that was a great question. Thank you, Russ. He's always keeping me honest. I like that. So the discussion and then units. And the units are learning units. And these are really places where you want to go deeper into, maybe like for the venture camp in Reading. This is a long month of 6 individuals who are competing to win a prize as a startup business. However, with the 32 folks that they had that submitted their 1-minute pitches, they're also allowing them into the group and learning along and going through each of the weeks of learning how to put their business concept together with all of the support documents or support learning units, which include a video, include teaching workshops, checklist, and they can access it too. So people in this group, even though maybe they're not one of the 6 that are going to make the 5-minute pitch at the end of the month to win the grand prize, they're getting to come along and be educated and learn how to move their business idea along too. So the units are really very key for that type of engagement. It is a feature that doesn't seem to be used as often as I think in most groups. It's available through the social learning group type, and it allows you to create course-like content structured in different units. All of this can be hosted in your Facebook group. So to utilize this feature, you need to set your group up as a social learning group. So that might be one thing you might have to do, Russ, is set your group up as a social learning group in order to engage the units. And you know, one thing about your group, you can switch back and forth. So when we talk about units, we're talking about, so I don't have any units in this. I'm going to go back to the group that I was using as an example. Oh, that's right. I got to go back to my homepage. Sorry. Don't you just hate watching somebody else navigate around their social media platforms? So Venture Camp. So with the units, oh, mailman's here. Sorry, guys. Let me put you on mute for just. Oh gosh, sorry guys, my dog is barking up a storm. So
That's
here,
the realness of it. Don't worry, Lani.
oh gosh, I'm just sorry. He just loves that mailman. Charlie, come here. So these are the units. So the first unit is the pre-launch, preparing for your pitch. And then unit 2 is the customer validation. And here are the lesson. Lesson 1 is defining your target market. There's a video for that. And then the workshop that backs that up. So the unit 2, there's several lessons in there. There's actually 6 different lessons. So you can create your unit around the big topic. Customer validation is what the first step was in this and developing their business plan. And then each of the week, there's for the first week, that's the unit. And then within that unit are all these lessons that they've created. Now, if you're going to do learning units, you have to create it, or your team has to create it, right? And they have a team that has reached out, and team members are creating these different lessons. Like mine was defining your target market, and I did a video, and then I also did it with support with the worksheet that they can load up. Lesson 2 is determining your market size. Lesson 3, what is customer validation? And these videos are 5 minutes long. They're not like 1 hour listening to Lani talk. They are 5 minutes to 6 minutes long, snapshot. really condensed. What is customer validation with the backup of survey questions, the tools, survey tools, what tools are there? So this, all of this first unit or second unit, week 1, customer validation, all of the lessons are there, and then the folks can access that at their, as in the group, they can access it, they can ask questions, they can download the video, they can download the files. And so then the discussion is a little bit different. Here she's posting things about crafting your interviews questions. Your questions matter. So she's promoting the units there. So Zach, who's involved in this group, are there any good examples of surveys we could look at? Well, nobody has responded. It's been seen by 25. They have one comment, but we need to respond to that. He's asking a question. So as a person that's in this group that is helping support these businesses, these individuals as they do their business concept, I will probably share in there. I will probably post, Google Docs are a good place to start with surveys, or here's a couple samples from SurveyMonkey, or here's a couple of the surveys that I've done with clients. So I will probably share some of my advice or expertise with Zach, and the whole group will see that. That is what we're trying to do with the discussion there, right? You can do announcements in your group. This week they're talking about it. Is all good customer validation. If you haven't started week 2 yet, it's time to get cracking. So here is a checklist that they uploaded. So that was part of the announcements. These are the members. Right here, we have all these members in here. And as a member of the group, you can see the members. So you want to remember that. And then events. Now, because this is each week, at the end of the week, the whole structure of Venture Camp is around promoting the stepping stones to the grand prize big pitch. So at the end of each week, there is a live event on Zoom. We encourage them to invite everybody they want to look and be part of the Zoom event. And so they have these different events that they have set up for each of the week pitches, right? So that is how they're using the events. And then media, they've uploaded some of the examples of photos. Here's where your videos would sit. And then albums they haven't created. So Venture Camp is designed as a virtual event, and in order to manage it and keep all of the attendees engaged and keep it kind of, within that kind of boundaries, they have decided to create a group around it, this Venture Camp, around this virtual 1 long month of activities for their participants to join. And that's where they're driving all of the learning units. That's where they're driving all of the educational videos and the support docs, and talking about when the events are going to be, and keeping everybody excited and sharing ideas. So it's working really well for them. So that's an example of that group, how they're using that group. So when you think about your units, that's what you kind of want to think about. They're learning units, and you have to switch your group over to a social learning group. Now, rooms are places like, think about with Zoom, we can do breakout rooms. Well, you can do the same with your groups. So if you have a lot of different, for example, Facebook groups that maybe like for Arizona Parks and Recreation, they have a lot of different territory. So they're statewide. So they're using their Facebook group rooms to break out specific topics for specific parts of the state. So they have a Central Arizona room where only the people that are involved in Parks and Recreation in Central Arizona go in and talk. And the question is posed there. Or let's say the administrator says, hey, I'm calling all Central Arizona group who's interested in this topic. We're going to have a breakout room, and we're going to do a live discussion with one of our speakers, and it's going to be in this room. So you get the room together on video chat. And that's where you would pose a specific question, or you want to just, instantly connect to other members in your video chat. So this is what a room is used for. Again, another feature that is at your access in a group, which is very different than your page, right? Again, think about members. Think about they're all enclosed, they're a private group, they're all in together, they all have like interest, and you're generating engagement, you're wanting to have conversation, virtual conversation or live conversation, supporting each other, throwing out an issue for your business, or bringing in a guest speaker to talk about a topic that's very relevant to your business. Again, you want to think about how you're going to use these different features. So this is a new, the video chat feature. It allows up to 50 users to start a video hangout with no time limit and no need for a Facebook account. Oh, isn't that sweet? You don't have to go through Facebook to get there. So messenger rooms, you don't have to go through Facebook. As the feature starts to roll out, because Facebook, it just was launched in May, I think they're trying to kind of compete with Google Teams and Zoom meetings. And so they're trying to use Facebook group as a way to then, engage real-time chats with folks that are relevant to your group. There'll be administrators and members can create rooms from within the Facebook groups they belong to, or the events they are organizing, in order to host up to 50 people on the messenger video calls for as long as they want to. Members can add link sharing to make it easier for people to invite more people to a room, even if people aren't their friends. It could be a group members, or even someone who doesn't have Facebook or Messenger. Facebook is starting to roll out the ability to market a Facebook event as an online event now, to help people engage more when attending an online event. Facebook is also integrating messenger rooms to it as well. This integration will allow people to invite their family or friends, but also their classmates and colleagues to hang out. So it's new. And Russ, if you use this, let me know how it goes. I haven't used it yet. I'm still trying to figure out Zoom meetings.
Yeah, exactly.
Breakouts.
So did you say it was up to 50 people?
Yes, up to 50 people for as long as you want it.
And it's free, because Zoom cuts you off at 40 minutes unless you subscribe.
And it's free.
Yeah, wow, that's good.
Yeah. I'm sure Facebook's getting it back in with their ads and their shoppable, shop ads and things like that. But yes, so this is a new feature. So now there's another feature, but I cannot find it in the new format, watch parties. And this was, I'm thinking that Rooms is replacing watch parties, because I don't see it at all in any of my drop downs here. But watch parties, it's in the old format. And if I switch back to the old format, you'll see it. And so I'm kind of leery of talking about it, because I think they're going to probably be moving it out. But a watch party was where you could share public videos on Facebook to a group and watch it in real time with other group members. You're able to view and react to the video all at once, similar to how you react to watching a live broadcast. The idea is that communal viewing and reaction will foster a sense of community and building relationships. I'm thinking that watch parties are probably not being used as often, and that there's more of a need for live video chats and breakout rooms. So, if you had a video, for example, a watch party might be if you had a release of a new product in your industry, or there was a new, let's say there was a TED Talk that was really relevant to your group, and you wanted to watch that all together so everybody could talk about it. That's how watch parties were being used. And then you would promote it to your group, and everybody would come at that time when you scheduled to have that video, whether it was recorded or live, and it would be on, right? And everybody would watch it together, and then it would be like, we'd all talk about it. But I don't know if it's in the new format, just in the old format. So that's something that, and I searched around everywhere in the new format and couldn't find it. So if one of you can find it and can tell me how to access it on the new one. So see, if I wanted to switch to the old format, I do it right here. And no, let's just submit. And so let's switch now. So it's going to take me back to the old format because they're still, figuring out. A lot of folks don't like that, that new format. So now you're seeing the old format, right? And over here is watch parties. So I can access it on the old format. And you can watch videos, you can add videos, watch together, invite friends to join you. So it's still there. And if any of you have used this feature and want to share what you thought about it, great. I just really strongly feel it's going away with the new format. So,
Hey, Lonnie, I have one more question. So
sure.
if I do a room and I could use that as my private video call for my membership up to 50 people, but can I share my screen and show slides and, PowerPoints and things in there? Do you know?
No, I don't know that question.
Okay.
But I would, test it out.
Yeah, I should test it out because I was thinking that could just be my entire platform for hosting my biweekly membership calls and just
Yes.
teach them the subject I'm going to teach them right through rooms.
Yes, you could. Give it a try. I'm assuming that you probably could share your screen. I don't see why it can't, but
Or
I
even
would.
PowerPoints, anything.
Yeah, PowerPoints or any of those things. And that's really good, Russ. I'm going to go in and test it myself when we're off of this webinar, so I can answer that question intelligently next time. But if you do, just shoot me an email and let me know that you did, and that would be great. I am just gonna, knowing how Facebook makes these changes to stay competitive, I would assume they're going to be doing that. So I wish I could get back to let's get back to my home. I guess I'm on the old format for a while now, which is fine with me because I really like it. Okay, we're going to go back to the new Facebook because someone said to me, you better learn the new Facebook format because that's what it's going to be. And if you're going to be teaching it, yep, I know. Okay, so I want to show you the Arizona State Parks. So here's their page. Okay, so this is their where does their Facebook group go? Okay, Arizona State Parks. Well, I just was in their group, but now I don't see it here. Don't you just hate when that happens? Okay, let's go back. Okay, this is the group. Okay, so we know it's a group because it's a group by Arizona State Parks, and there's 11 other pages that are connected to this group. So these are the other pages that also are feeding folks because, state parks across the whole state, right? Big, they have a lot of members on their business Facebook page, and there's 806 members in this public group. And so this is their cover page, and this is the kind of activity. So this new member said, hello, I just landed in Camp Verde and would like to hear some good kayaking info for put in and takeouts. Also, I bought a couple of KTMs. And so, comment or private message me with some suggestions. Look up, and so then people who are on this group and who are followers of everything outdoor and state parks, and obviously are kayakers, they've responded. And so she looked up Verde River Institute, nice float, much appreciated. So this is the engagement from the members, right? That member posted that question. Here's tips and advice. What do you see and do in Sedona, Arizona? So the thing about this is that the administrator is not having to manage too much of the dialogue. There's enough members, and it's open enough and it's a broad enough category in this group that the group members are generating the engagement. Now the administrator is going to be going down. She is also, or he has put popular topics here, places to go, hiking. So they have put the topics into categories, which help folks then look up what they want to read about. Because again, state parks, you could be hiking, you could be visiting historic sites, you could be kayaking, you could be snowmobiling, you could be doing all kinds of things in their state parks. So that is one of the things you can do, is you can create posts in, as an administrator, you can create posts in these topics. So these are the topics by hiking. Let's see if they've used, so we haven't created any rooms yet. They're not a learning unit because they're not teaching us about anything. They don't have any upcoming events. So they're really just looking for group discussion and people sharing things. So you might, my suggestion always, so here they've posted this. You can see Arizona State Parks, they're the administrator, and they're asking, where's everybody headed this weekend? And they've had, 12 people like it, and they've had 12 comments, and then they've replied. Tombstone, and there's a thumbs up, and then Tubac State Historic Park and Museum, swing by Tubac. So the administrator is giving them additional, or this is one of the the folks that are down in Tombstone, down in that area, but they're posting as the Historic State Museum, and they're saying, hey, swing on by. So as a business, when you think about joining some Facebook business groups, this would be how you would engage in them as a business. So for LL Consulting, I belong to the National Main Street Center. And if someone posted in there, hey, we're looking for some ideas of how communities are using their streets to help restaurants spill out into open space. And I would comment as LL Consulting, have a great client up in downtown Grass Valley, California. They have closed their main little strip, and they have brought out cement pillars, or those long cement barriers, and they've had artists paint them, and they've planted trees, and they have opened up and closed that street to car traffic, and the city has extended it through January 15th. They're going to bring tents out, and I would link them downtown Grass Valley's website to them, or their Facebook business page, for them then to go and learn more about it. But LL Consulting is sharing that idea, and people are going, wow, that was great, thank you. So this is how you keep the engagement going. And here, this is all about Tubac, right? And then they've posted some stuff because they got things going. We're so excited to have this community and see all of you connecting. Invite your friends and tag them in the comments when they join. For every friend who joins, you and your friend get an entry to win a pair of day use passes for up to 4 people. So this is how they're trying to generate and grow their community. Right? So like if you're a professional business and you're doing, exclusive webinars, or you're like for Russ, who is, looking at building that type of business, you may give that away. You may say, be exclusive for part of our group for a year at no cost. This is how folks are starting. This is how Facebook is going to be starting to monetize and allow for people to then charge to be part of groups. They're looking
Lani,
at that. Yes.
You're not going to believe it, but we have one more minute.
One more minute? I could just go on forever, Linda.
No, there's so much to cover, but I wanted to make sure we'll save a few more minutes. We'll go a little after the top of the hour just to address questions. But there's, as you can see, there's so much information here.
Oh, wait a minute, let me go back one. Yeah, so 2 ways that you can make money at your group, plus one in the future. You can offer group membership with a purchase. You can use the group to promote paid products and services. And then coming soon, Facebook will be doing a subscription content. And so you want to look at those ways for yourself if you're a group membership with the purchase, or you're going to promote your paid products and services within your group. That's how you would make money at them. And then down the road, maybe Russ, a subscription might be the way to really, look at using your group as a way to generate some income for your business model. All right. And with that said, I am moving over here to questions. And once again, we are out of time. I always talk so much. I'm so sorry.
A few minutes. Anyone, feel free to turn your microphone on and ask questions. I know there's a lot of information here for you.
It was great, Lani. I learned a lot today. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much.
I think it will work for my private coaching membership group. I mean, I literally think I thought I had to go get a ClickFunnels or a Teachable or something where I had to pay $40 a month to host my private membership.
Yeah.
I think I can do it all on Facebook groups for free.
I agree. And I think those learning units would be perfect for you too.
Yeah,
so.
They would be good with private videos, private, obviously a membership discussion that's ongoing that I moderate, but then really the value is in the calls twice a month and in the content, the documents, the videos that are on there for members only.
Yep.
Ron, your timing is so good, because if you had these same questions 6 months ago, you probably would have turned to a different software. So what a wonderful option.
Yeah, true. Good point.
And Lani, there was a question. I know we're talking specifically on this call about Shasta Trinity County. I did have a member ask if you work with SBDC in Sonoma County, because I know you do support a lot of different SBDCs, Lani.
I am not in Sonoma County. I'm in Siskiyou and Sierra right now. But I'm sure they can find someone down in the Sonoma SBDC, and that's like right your next closer, right? So, but I am not currently on contract with them, and I'm sure they've got someone down there that is adverse as me in a Facebook group, business group, that could help them with their group.
And do stay tuned for all the different marketing webinars that Lani puts on, because if you go out and look at our website, there are many digital marketing classes that Lani puts on. So you're always welcome to join us here.
Thank you.
Lani, I have a question. First of all, thank you so much, because I was just tasked to start a group for my job, and we already had a page, and it was been a learning curve to understand the difference between the two. And literally, I've only been doing this for the last couple of weeks, and I saw this webinar happening, so it was perfect timing for me.
Good.
So I just started a group, and you have talked about growing membership. However, one thing I just feel really limited by with Facebook is that I'm only able to really invite people through my own personal friends on Facebook. And I just really don't like this part of Facebook. I opened the group through the page so that at least this my personal page remains private in the management of the group. However, I still can't invite people from the page. So if there's a way to do that. And then also just in general, how do I continue to grow members when I'm limited to my own network, personal network?
But you manage the business page?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to make sure your business group sits over on the business page, and then you want to push it out through your business page. It's hard to invite anybody that likes business pages, because that's the firewall that Facebook has always had. You can post it. You can post that you've opened a group in your emails if you have emails from your business. I don't know if you do an email marketing strategy at all. If you have a website for your business, you can have a link to the business page and the business group.
Well, just to clarify, because one thing I did try to do is invite people through the page. So I was finding that, and maybe it's the new format because we're all learning that right now with Facebook. Yeah. Things weren't popping up. So I knew specific people were members of the page. And when I was in the group inviting people as the page moderator for the group, I could not
Yeah, you
invite
can't.
them.
Yeah.
And I had to go back through my personal page, and I just
Right.
happened to also be personally friends with these people to invite them, but I couldn't actually invite them as a page.
Right, you
So
can't.
there's a lot of people on the page that I don't know, and I have nothing to do with in my personal life or on my personal Facebook page. So I can't invite any of those people.
No, you can't invite them directly, but you could create a post on your business page.
Okay.
And you can pin it to the top. You could put your cover. What State Parks has done is they have created their cover that's their business group, their Facebook group. The cover then sits in their business page, and it says join our Facebook group now. So they're even putting it more in everybody's face that way. But then you can do post every, maybe once a week. Just keep feeding it out there, because then that's going to be dropping. You could do a Facebook ad through your Facebook business page, and you're promoting to a certain target area or to everybody who likes your page, your business page already, to join the group. So you can invest in that way to grow it.
Okay, because the original page is actually encompassing a lot of Northwest California.
Right.
And the group is trying to only have specifically one county's residents.
Okay.
So it would be feeling fairly exclusive if I were to post on the page, if you live in this county, you can join this group. But if you don't live in this county, you can't.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit harder for you. You're going to need to really think through that strategy. That may be where you might want to kind of keep it not as a post and more as an ad, and you just target the county that you're in. Or if you have any way of segmenting those people that live in that county that maybe are following your page or not, but you've got emails, you can send out a personal email for them to join, or a specific email just talking about and encouraging them to to join this group that's specific to their county.
So I'll just get creative and probably do a little bit of tedious legwork.
There is no easy way to do it. I'm just going to tell you that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
Lani, that brings us to the end of our webinar. And so and we mentioned it earlier, if you're in Shasta or Trinity County, you can request an advisory session with Lani. She would love to meet with you, and she can take the information she just shared with you and focus it directly on your business and how you can take your next steps forward. And if for some reason that doesn't work for you, you're in another location, notice on the screen there is a link where you can search for the Small Business Development Center in your area. Lani's going to include the slides from this presentation when you receive your follow-up email from Emily. So you'll receive the slides, you'll receive a link to this recording that will be shown it'll be available to you for a short time. So please do check in on it. And what's really important that we would love you to do is complete the survey that is going to come to you as a result of attending this. It is so important that we show the Small Business Administration and our funders how we're spending their dollars, and they'd love to hear what you think of these. And we would love to know what other trainings could benefit you, because we would love to create trainings that you're looking for. And I will let Lani wrap up.
Okay, and as always, thank you so much, Linda, for hosting it. She does a great job. She keeps me honest. And good luck to everyone, and hope you can grow your Facebook business groups. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.